Watching the boat show, how many times have you heard us saying Maxi Rib? Well, many. Have you ever wondered where does it come from? Historically, inflatable boats have always been modest in sizes, functional and basic. This was true until Sacs, an Italian shipyard founded in 1989, launched on the market the first model of a revolutionary range, Strider, which will later come to history as the first Maxi Ribs. Since the first model, they are all signed by the designer Christian Grande. From the beginning, with the overall length exceeding 10 meters, very accessorized and refined in the maximum details, the concept of this inflatable boat has been that of bridge the very clear stylistic gap that existed between boats and dinghies. Large spaces on board are organized so as to guarantee a superior luxury level, both below and on deck. Elegant, clean, and stretched lines that do not deny the sporty tradition of this rib. A very high possibility of customization in the stylistic and aesthetic features, ranging between different essences, fabrics, colors, and layout. Moreover, there are the different propulsion possibilities to which we are familiar nowadays. Within the well-established collaboration with Christian Grande Design Work Studio, a hotbed of conceptual as well as technical and stylistic innovation, 2016 saw the birth of the Rebel 47, precursor model of a range destined to make history. And today, we are in the Marina di Varazze, Liguria, today to test its flagship. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome on board Rebel 55. Come on, let's get started. This is the boat show. Taut, sculpted, muscular lines accompanied by functional details integrated into the design. These are the paradigms to the entire Rebel line. Aft, the large electro-hydraulic platform with retractable steps on the starboard side can be used as a tender lift, facilitating the hauling of a dinghy up to 2.9 meters in length into the tender garage. Take a look by yourself. Above, it offers a very large sunpad. Here you can comfortably lay in 2, 3, 4, well, as many people as you are. By entering the cockpit, we walk by some elements that we normally find on yachts and on very large boats. Actually, take a closer look. It is true that Sacs Technorib is famous for high-level inflatable boats, but this, on closer inspection, can be considered such. The answer is clear-cut. Let's take another look, and then I'll reveal it. So far, so normal, you might say. But there is one detail that helps us unravel the arcane, and it is part of the foldable bulwarks. In addition to the very beautiful feeling of not having limits towards the sea and a significant increase in walkable area of the cockpit, here is that with the bulwarks down, the mystery is solved. Right, because those that from far away might look like tubes are actually defenders, called so because of their shape. Inside, they are full of high-density foam. So when asked if the Rebel 55 is an inflatable boat, the answer is no. Rather, it is an actual boat with something more to it. The cockpit, which can host 8 to 10 guests, though the use of the 2 electrically operated tables can be converted into a second relax area, shaded by the aft awning. Dividing the 2 convivial areas from the command area, a galley module with sink, hot plates, refrigerators, and of course cabinets for stowing all necessities, extended along the 2 aft hardtop support points. Take a look at it. Look at how imposing it is, but at the same time manages to be pleasing in its form. shape resembles that of a sports car wing, a reminder of the sporty but classy soul that characterises the entire hull. The features then are echoed on the bulwarks and its openings, synergistically balancing the volumes of the whole design. The layout of the interior is almost classic. At the bow, VIP cabin with its dedicated bathroom and separate shower stall. Amidships, a large central hallway characterised by L-shaped seating. At the stern, the owner's cabin, again with its dedicated bathroom with separate shower stall.
Ma c'è un dettaglio che è unico di questo modello.
But there is a detail that is unique of this model. Well, if you look at it from here, it seems normal. But changing the point of view, you really get to discover the huge volumes they managed to obtain. Consider that here, which is the highest part, the measure from the floor to the ceiling up there is 2.65 meters, which are the heights you'll find in a luxury house. One final question arises at this point. Will these huge volumes obtained in the interiors come at the expense of good navigational ability, a low centre of gravity? Well, it is easy to know. Just start the engines and start navigating.
Oggi a Marina di Varazze il tempo ha deciso di regalarci una condizione perfetta. Ma già perché
Today in Marina di Varazze, the weather decided to give us a perfect condition because it started to come in a little wind and rippled the sea. Of course, you can't say there will be waves, you can see it with the naked eye. But the little ripples will help me hear the noise that the water makes on the hull, and I will also feel it in my feet, little vibrations. That will really help me understand what this hull shape is like, how they studied it, and imagine what it could be like even with a little more wave. Let's start letting it out and glide. 1,300 RPM, 13.5 knots, the wake is detached, and the consumption is 7 litres per mile. The trim is this critical phase, the planing phase. I'd say it's optimal. The bow did not rise excessively and the stern did not droop. But let's change trim and give her a little more gas. 20 knots, 1,700 RPM, already another way of navigating. Standing here, I notice one thing. The dashboard is gorgeous. 3 19-inch screens, each to have all the navigation data at a glance right away, and then a handling of the other onboard instrumentation that is also optimal in proportion and size. Of course, visibility suffers a little bit. I'm not so tall, however, I would like to see a little better up there in front. I am cleaving the waves, which as we leave the coast of the open sea get bigger and bigger, perfectly in the bow. As for the hull, the front is very sharp and the stern is extremely pronounced. This means that the hull design aims to maximise the waterline length, allowing the boat to cut through the waves right from the front. Let's keep increasing gas. 25 knots.
1900 giri minuto, il consumo
1,900 RPM, and consumption per mile has reached 8.8, almost 9 litres. To understand where the boat's centre of gravity is though, we need to veer. I'm doing it to port. Let's see how it handles.
Ormai lo sappiamo, le carene che montano gli IPS.
By now we know that hulls equipped with IPS, if well designed, have a very wide turning radius.
Questo perché Volvo limita la...
This is because Volvo Penta limits the rotation of the pods to prevent excessive lateral heel during turns. First and foremost, safety must always come first.
Sto virando a 26 nodi.
I'm veering at 26 knots and barely noticing it. The feeling at the helm is that of a beast, one that makes its presence known even when hitting waves. It lets out a warm, powerful, deep roar, but handles the waves beautifully. I think I can push the throttle a bit more, and this time I'll veer to starboard.
Normalmente ci si mette un po' a prendere la mano con un nuovo mezzo.
Usually, it takes a while to get used to a new vessel, but you know what? It feels like this one's been mined for quite a few miles already.
Ho superato abbondantemente i 30 nodi, sono a 36.
I've gone well past 30 knots. I'm at 36.4 and didn't even realise it. 2,400 RPM and a per mile fuel consumption that hasn't increased much, 9.6 litres. That's a very interesting data.
La possibilità di motorizzazione per il Rebel 55.
The Rebel 55 offers different engine configuration options. In this case, we have two IPS 1350s for a total of 2,000 horsepower.
O 4.
Or, alternatively, four 600 horsepower outboard engines for a total of 2,400 horsepower.
Con quella configurazione, questo gioco.
With that setup, this toy could reach up to 50 knots.
Noi oggi invece cercheremo.
Today, however, we'll aim to hit 39 knots. Why? Because the shipyard claims that with this engine configuration, two IPS 1350, the Rebel 55 can reach up to 38 knots. As always, I have two goals today. First, to reach them. Second, to top them.
Tutto gas aperto, 2000.
Full throttle, 2,450 RPM. Fuel consumption at 10 litres per nautical mile.
Signore e signori, con
Ladies and gentlemen, at 2,580 RPM and with a consumption of 10.2 litres per nautical mile, we've reached 39.3 knots.
abbiamo toccato i 39 nodi, punto 3.
I say that's an excellent result.
E insomma, da quando i Maxi Ribs sono venuti alla luce, Sacs.
Ever since Maxi Ribs came onto the scene, Sacs Techno Rib has never strayed from its vision, offering owners the chance to cruise on muscular, powerful fun and sporty vessels, all while maintaining an exceptionally high level of luxury, comfort and technology. So really, what more could you ask from a boat like this?